Danielle, you show us what people really don't want to hear.
Right. So this is Federal Reserve data. Those cute little green bars show who owns stocks in America. So the top 1% owns the majority, more than 15% of the stock market.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yep. And the bottom 50%, you can barely see the green bar. So
what does that tell you? When you, I have my own thoughts.
And by the way, the bottom green bar is the 401k they're supposed to sell.
Bottom 50%, they have.
They're living paycheck to paycheck and on
the
credit.
The only thing they're relying on is their house as their.
Okay, the 50 to 90%, there's your middle income. That's middle income America right there. They only have 10% of their holdings in stocks, but the vast majority of their wealth is in their home, that blue bar. And you've had the Federal Reserve jacking up speculation. I just this morning I was talking to a gal whose homeowner's insurance is going up 40% this year here in Florida. I'm like, what did you say?
Yeah.
What did you say? How much is your insurance going to go up?
Yeah.
So what is the average retired couple living on a fixed income supposed to do? Even if they did the 30-year mortgage and paid it off before they retired, which that's kind of retirement 101, what are they going to do if on their fixed income their property tax goes, their insurance goes up 40%? I mean, people are going to lose their homes. This is insanity.
But Danielle, when we look at this, the top 1% today makes what? Is it 465? Is that the number today? Is it? Can you pull up the top 1% income? I think it's like $465 to $500,000.
But they own the majority of stocks.
They do. Go to top 1% earners. Top 1% earners.
Danielle, there's one thing that
see what top 1% is.
This chart is not telling us. What percentage of Americans do you think actually own stocks?
No, that's not right. That's not right.
The top 1%. I thought that that's too low. You're thinking of the top 10%.
No. I'm thinking, so the 1%, the number I remember was 465. So the top 1% represents about 1.3 million households who roughly make more than $500K a year. That's about right. Okay, $500K a year. What does the top 10% make today? Put top 10%, just add a zero. I want to say it's $250,000 because top 20 is making 6 figures.
I'm going to say less than that.
So top 10%
only
makes
15% of America makes over $100,000.
Okay,
15%.
So top 10% makes. This is 2018. So 158 and 20% makes 6 figures.
Now, when you roll the top 10%, and which was not on that chart, when you're talking about the top 10% of Americans, they own 89% of the stock market.
The top 10% owns 89%.
Go back to that chart.
I believe that.
No, it's not in the chart. That particular.
I just don't want to see the chart.
I believe that. I believe the fact that the top 10% owns. Go back one more. There you go.
No,
okay. Yeah. So the top 10%. Okay. So this whole concept. Let me ask the question and see what you're going to say about this. So this whole concept where they say the rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poor. Okay. The rich keeps getting richer. The poor keeps getting poor.
The Rolex store sold out the first day it was opened.
Fully get it. But what I'm asking you is, how much of that has to do because the rich invest into the market, the rich gets high returns on their money, and the poor spends habitually, meaning there are more spenders on the bottom than there are investors at the top.
They have to spend. I mean, if you look at the flip side of it. The top 1%, their net worth is 10% in real estate.
Okay.
They don't care what's happening with real estate prices. They don't care what the price of
a
gallon of gas is. All of this is irrelevant to their budgets. Completely irrelevant to their budgets.
Your wealth shouldn't be tied to the house you live in.
You're correct.
Yeah.
You're correct. But the bottom people, all they're doing is paying the rent and getting by. That's it. They're living paycheck to paycheck. And we're watching credit card spending go up.
I don't know if I buy that. So yesterday Robert Kiyosaki was interviewing me, and I said, so he's doing a show. There was like 30,000 people that are going to be on there.
Patrick, stop. The lowest income earners in America are going to spend 22% less this holiday season.
Here's my point to you. So he goes and he says, when he was a kid, he was working for the rich dad, who the rich dad would say, I want you to go and collect rent from all my renters, from all these properties that I own. So Robert's job was to go knock on the doors and collect checks. So he'd go in, say, hey, I'm collecting rent. Oh, we don't have the money. You got to give us another 15 days. He says, well, you got a big screen TV. But you got everything over here. So it goes to the next place and the next place and the next place and the next place and the next place. This is the part where I'm in the Army. I'm 18 years old. This guy named Jeff, who's a good friend of mine. Jeff says to me, Pat, save 10% of your money. I don't save 10% of my money. I buy Jose Cuervo, Jack Daniels, and I go straight to a club called Connections, and I spent every dime. I was broke every 2 weeks. I was fully broke. 2.5 years later, when we ETS, the guy's got $20,000 in the bank. He's the same rank as me. We live in the same place. He's got a nicer car. Everything was nicer. The guy had $25,000 in the bank. This is how much I came out of the Army with a Mitsubishi Eclipse, twin turbo, nice car, but broke like you wouldn't believe. So for me, I think if we constantly just say, you know, the poor and middle income, they have to spend their money. They have to spend their money. They have to spend their money. I don't know if I agree with that.
What you're describing is the middle. What you're describing are millennials. What you're describing is why 1 in 4 millennials still lives with their parents because they're spending every single dime on experientials. You're not describing the lowest income earners. The lowest income earners
part of the lowest.
Are being eaten alive by rental inflation.
Oh, I don't disagree with that.
When you say lowest income, you're talking what? Less than $25,000 a year? What are you saying?
No, it's closer to less than $50,000 a year.
50?
But this particular cohort spends 40 to 50% of their after-tax income on housing.
And the max number you should spend is 30%.
of their after-tax income on renting
That's
an apartment.
insane. That should be 25 to 30% max.
30% max.
But again, the Fed's been out there jacking up home prices with all this
I'm not
speculation.
disagreeing with you there. I'm not disagreeing with you there. But look, if we constantly, okay, there's two sides to the coin here, right? One side of it is what? One side of it is, you're right. We keep printing money. Shit keeps going up. We're not affected by this table, but maybe Kim is when she goes shopping. Instead of spending $360, she's spending $440. $80 on $360 is what, around 22%. She's feeling the hike. It's not 6.2%.
And this is
it's
a
more like
donation.
22%.
But we keep making the donation.
But this is the part. This is the part I got for you. So for me, okay, so when is the last time anybody got up and talked about the fact that, hey, let's start saving a little bit better money? Let's change some of our habits. Let's actually start thinking long term. Let's actually start thinking about financial education.
Wait, there's a story in here about
Do you
how
need the
little people
Cuervo
have
at
saved
$27 for a big liter?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know.
I'm kind of with you because I think there's a little bit of consumption in there that you don't need $27 for a big thing of Cuervo.
I was at In-N-Out Burger with my friend. I'm at In-N-Out Burger with my friend, and we typically would order lemonade, and lemonade was $2.29 medium, right? And we sat there. We said, listen. We sat down with this one guy. He says, why are you guys even ordering lemonade? First of all, when you put that ice in it, the whole thing is ice. The lemonade is really 40% of it. You're going to pay $2.29 for that's a waste of money. How many times you order this every day you go to lunch? We're like every day. So twice a day. That's $5 a day. You're wasting your damn money. So here's what we started doing. He said, this is the trick of what you do. He said, and you can save $200 a month. This is when I'm making 36 grand a year. I'm broke. He says, go in, take a cup, ask for a cup. The plastic cup is typically the see-through because it's differentiation because they're taking inventory of the real cups. He says, take the cup. Go get water. It's free. Put ice. Take sweetener. Take lemon. Squeeze a lemon in there. That's free lemonade. You just saved yourself $2.29 times.
Hell yeah!
You know
Save
what
that
we did?
money.
You want to taste it? We did that for 2 years.
So we agree. We're on the same page when it comes to the financial illiteracy that often hurts the lowest income earners. But right now, if you add up what rent and gas and essentials cost, they're negative. They're net negative because of what's happened to inflation. But you're also, like I said, you're also describing millennials who are still living at home with their parents because they still get up every day and go buy a $7 latte and think that that's a normal way to budget. And it's asinine. And they wonder why they're in their parents' basement still.
Well, to Pat's credit, the story you said that you were broke, you were spending it on Cuervo, but your buddy saved up 20 grand. You guys were making the exact same amount of money, yes?
Exact same money.
This is what I say all the time.
He had a nicer car.
Okay.
He had a nicer car that he took your F-150. He had a nice thing going on for himself.
And how much money were you making at this time? Solve for inflation.
$1,200, $1,100.
Okay, so you're
per
making
month, working 80 hours a week.
So
I'm in the Army. I'm broke.
Okay, gotcha. But you're making 20 grand a year in the Army, whatever. You don't have to pay for housing.
Give or take. Yes.
So listen, some people that don't understand is there's actually formulas to this. There's a reason that your buddy who was making the exact same amount of you had money and you were broke. Is because there's something called a budget or a game plan for your money. I mean, there's something called the 50-30-20 rule.
American workforce, blah, blah, blah.
There you go.
Not have enough in savings.
So the 50-30-20 rule is 50% of your income should go to your needs, 30% should go to your wants, 20% should go to your financials. Savings are paying off debt. The problem is even if rent is a little more expensive, sure.
A little? It's up 15%.
Okay, but even if it is more expensive, the wants start taking the place of your savings or paying off debt. Because if you don't have a lot of money coming in or a lot of money left over, You sure as hell want to get some new clothes, or you want to look good, or you want to drive a nice car.
Deloitte and Touche did a survey just a few weeks ago. They surveyed all Americans and said, what are you going to spend this holiday season? The highest income earners said, you know, we're going to take some really nice vacations. We're going to head out of town. The average higher income earner is going to spend 15% more this holiday season. The lowest income earners in America are going to spend 22% less this holiday season because their essentials cost so much they can't buy what they want.
Okay, so if inflation is here,
that's a byproduct of bad policies.
It's a byproduct of really bad policies that the Biden administration is
1,000,000% together.
Delusional about.
We're 1,000,000% together. So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.